lovely stuff. He's going to be so badly missed. Liam Rush, our referee for this one tonight. Not a familiar face, an over-familiar face in the middle, in Super League matches, of course. But he's the man who takes charge tonight. Marcus Griffiths is the video referee. There is a breeze blowing in Perpignan at the moment. There's a little bit of cloud cover, so it is not as red hot as it has been, certainly earlier in the days, in these last couple of days. A suggestion we might have water breaks at some point throughout tonight. We'll see if that is required. Sure, the referee will make that decision. Guided on the field, and Hull FC playing in those all-black colours as the clap goes up. The ball's in play. Catalan have possession, and we might still have 8 or 9 weeks of matches to be played before the playoffs are reached. But we already know the importance of just about every single game at the moment. Every week, the table seems to take a twist, and Catalan hoping tonight, Kyle, that it takes a twist in their favour.
Yeah, they sure will, because 8 can't go into 6. And, you know, you can almost argue that Leah have a slight chance, a very slight chance of getting up there with the Leeds Rhinos as well. But for Catalan, they'll only be looking one way, and that's up the ladder. A win here tonight will do them all the favours in the world. Theo Farge on a short side.
Well, they're just trying to make things happen over there, but Matthew Laguerre is well and truly dealt with. A couple of plays to go in this opening set for Catalan. Farge will stick that ball up in the air, and the chase is on, but Walker backtracking, eyes on the ball, and thunderous challenge coming in, led by Bailey Sirinen, but it's Hull who have it safely in front of their travelling supporters, but at the wrong end of the ground, and with a lot of work to do here.
Yeah, good contact there from Garcia and McIlaurin. It's the line speed from the home team. They've actually lost ground here.
What is that? 3 tackles gone, barely 5 from their own line, and still plenty to do. The intensity here from Catalan is immense. Navarrete leading the challenge this time. They're going to be kicking almost from their own line if this remains the same. SASA trying to make up some of that ground, but they're on the 6, so it will be a kick downfield. And here he is, Sam Tompkins, first touch on his return. There was a wonderful moment in the build-up to the game, in the warm-up, when he put his arms outstretched, and we could see, you didn't have to be a skilled lip reader to see that he was saying, I'm back.
Yeah.
Is it a wise move from your point of view as a fairly recently retired player?
Well, look, he's one of our colleagues here at Sky Sports as well, and we do wish him well. But it's only him really who's got that. He likes to be the main character in his own story. And the question remains is can he prove that he's fit at this level? Well, he seems to think he can, so does Steve McNamara, so we'll just have to wait and see how it all goes. Navarrete, ball playing now.
Well, they go wide, Tompkins is getting involved, as is Laguerre, but Tompkins measuring up at dummy half. Farge putting it back for the big bruising effort of a big bruising prop forward, Busquets, who's almost up to that 20-metre line. McIlaurin. Tompkins again with a little chip and a chase. It's fumbled. It's kicked on by McIlaurin, and McIlaurin will claim this. I think we're going for a video replay. But Tompkins might have had a hand in the opening try of the night. Try on the field.
Just confirmed that there's no knock-on in the process of McIlaurin then grounding the ball.
Well, you might not be able to hear the video referee, so we'll talk you through this. Little kick and a chase. What have you made of this, Kyle?
Well, the kick wasn't it wasn't very well executed. We just see here again, almost Jack Walker is able to collect it, but the fact that he keeps competing and tries to pinch Walker's pocket means that the ball comes free. And McIlaurin, he do well there, Dave, to control that between his legs and put the ball down. Tompkins competing, McIlaurin chasing, and then that is super skill from the 36-year-old. It's a try, Dave.
Well, put it down as one more assist in the illustrious career of Sam Tompkins. This will be given, and it's his old mate Michael McIlaurin who's on the end of that. What a start for Catalan. 4 points to 0 with 3 minutes played.
Yeah, he's back all right. It wasn't the cleanest of touches, but it's enough. and McIlroy, you're right to mention them two have been playing together for a number of years in the south of France, and of course winning many titles as well at Wigan.
Hi, mate, okay.
The two combine and get the first score of the afternoon. And Artie Morg, a chance to turn 4 into 6.
Thank you, mate.
Well, he's had to give up his full-back's position, hasn't he, Artie Morg? In a standoff, of course, with Tompkins returning.
Well, he kicked 3 from 3 last week, 100% with the boot. Some difficult kicks, but this one's pretty meat and drink for him.
Laying down the law there, wasn't he, Sam? Just a little chat with Tom Davis. Game plan is afoot. Here's Morg, who's already led with his hands as where he wants the ball to go, and then follows with a foot and drills it between the sticks. And it is just about the perfect start from Sam Tompkins and Catalan.
Yeah, just a kick through there. Jack Walker, I feel perhaps could have done a bit better. But it's been a fast start for the Dragons. The line speed was a statement of intent right from the off. They get the ball back in good field position. Sam Tompkins decides a chip over the top on the last play. And they get the rewards.
I'm sure the adrenaline is rushing through his body, the old fella. Joining the likes of Gareth Ellis and Jamie Peacock, who hung up the boots and then decided there was still a bit left in the tank. But Catalan with some tough work to do here to clear their lines. This is McIlroy collecting from Navarrette's feet.
Good
putting the head
there. And Benny Garcia just skips past their Chamberlain and gets another 10 metres. Good carry as well from Sirinen.
McIlroy wants it played. Another set of 6, you might have heard. So here comes Morg with a step, so it all starts again from here. And inside that whole half, well, Hull had a very fast start against Wigan last week, but the boot is on the other foot tonight.
Yeah.
They are trying to quell this early enthusiasm.
Yeah, they're on the back foot, and giving 6 agains away from home is one thing, but in the heat of the south of France is another. Your discipline, and that's with and without the ball, Dave, has to be spot on.
Still free.
From back to Fage, and he looks out wide, and a little step and a skip back on the inside. But no way through from Ikevalu as Hull's defence closes in. 10 to go. Still a couple of tackles in the bag. Busquets again, he's hungry for this early work and has driven his side to within sight. So McIlroy spins it back. Fage will take on this and puts that interesting kick through, but it's Jordan Lane who collects it ahead of the chasing Garcia.
Yeah, saved by the post as well.
But they're under pressure again here.
They are. And it's the line speed and the work that Catalan Dragons have been doing early on defensively in these sets. Just really trying to make it uncomfortable for the visitors.
In these conditions as well, how much does this play into Catalan's hands that they are so used to this heat?
It's going to be a green card. He's a defender, and he's
in the way of
play.
That there's going to be a green card issued here. I'm not quite sure.
Well, who's gone down injured?
They're changing him anyway.
I think it may be Jordan Lane. Once he plays the ball, he might just cop a knee to the left side of his head.
Yeah, good start. Good start.
That's Michael McIlroy.
Well, he would have been green carded, not for the fact that he is genuinely injured.
Yeah.
He's not milking time here.
No.
Because he's going off the field.
Well, we hope he's okay. Of course, Michael McIlroy.
Yeah, let him on, mate.
Hull KR bound next season in what will be his 19th season, Dave, in Super League. Next year.
We're going to see young Guillermo Espuro Bichet coming onto the field. Saw him for the first time in Super League last week against Castleford.
41 minutes last week and had some nice little touches. Just got caught on the end there, just as they were going for broke to level the game against Castleford. Comes up with a mistake, and effectively Castleford go on and win the game. Quick play the ball, he's lost it. He's lost the ball, SASA.
Congratulations all round for those in Catalan colours. Navarrete feels he played a hand in that. And the Dragons will get the ball back here.
Well, I really like Herman SASA. I think he's a quality prop. He does a lot of good things for FC in what is a well-beaten team in most weeks, but he just gets that wrong. Tries to play it too quick, Dave, and costly mistake, and that's what I was talking about. They give away 6 again. Now they've given away a ball. An error, sorry. It's an opportunity here, 20 metres out, centre field.
7 minutes played, and it has been all Catalans so far. Tompkins with the attempted tip pass on. Just about keep a hold of it.
Go on.
Little dummy back on the inside from young fellow who's just on the field, Espiro Boucher. Morgue. As they go searching again through Garcia. Can't bundle himself through those 2 whole defenders. So Artem Morgue lines up dummy half. In the absence of McAlorum, and we expect him to be out now for the rest of the game, the way he limped off, even though it's early in the piece. Laguerre picks himself up. Fleisch throws it back to the middle. Busquets to Tompkins, who's right at the heart of things, but the pass was asking maybe a little too much. The ball goes to ground, and Hull FC have it back again.
Well, it's a chance for Hull FC now just to get some territory, because prior to that error, they'd only made 18 metres with ball in hand inside 8 minutes. It's been all Catalan Dragons. But the error from Sims just gives them a chance to get away. SASA could offload as well. Sao.
Well, they are searching wide, but those ambitions thwarted. And it looks as though there's an injury here. It's Ed Chamberlain, isn't it, who's taken a bit of a crack. The referee is telling him to get up and play the ball, but he's clearly in no fit state for that.
You can just see it here. Oh, it's a swinging arm from Sims. Oh, it's Bailey Sillerin rather. Just see as he goes to ground, Sillerin comes in.
Being told, by the way, while we watch this treatment, being told, by the way, that Michael McAlorum is not an HIA. He's been taken off for a rest, a precautionary rest, which is a little odd, 8 minutes into the game.
It's an eyebrow raiser, isn't it? Because 5 minutes into the game. Seems a strange one, but Ed Chamberlain there just cops one around the head.
Hiya, Marcus is going off for a HIA.
Simon Griggs, thrilled as he was with that win against Wigan last week, said it was coming. His team have been improving very much in the last few weeks, but this is going to be an HIA.
Sorry, mate. Just start
He
again.
might be in trouble, actually, just the way that he goes in.
Well, the video referee has had a word with the ref on the field, and that is never a good sign,
I think,
for the guy who's going to be penalised.
I couldn't work out whether it was Sims or Sillerin, but I think it was Tariq Sims. Comes in with a swing.
So there is mitigation with the high tackle, but you do make contact with the head. You then actually pick the injured player up. That's sending off.
Oh, wow. What about that for a moment? Off he goes. You can hear the roar from the Hull FC fans.
Mitigation in the high tackle.
Sims sent off Catalan for the next 70 minutes plus are down to 12 men on a night when they surely simply have to win.
Well, we just see here Sims come in, the left arm. He doesn't actually fully commit to it, but it's enough to catch him in the head. But it's the fact that he then puts a hand on him, Dave, and tries to pick him up. That's why it's gone to a red card.
And the added twist to this, we wait to see if Chamberlain can come back in, but because he was injured in a piece of foul play as adjudged by the referee on the field, then of course Hull FC can activate their 18th man. So I'm sure that Matty Laidlaw is getting himself ready, but that has yet to be confirmed.
The interesting part to that, Dave, was Liam Rush was actually shouting at Chamberlain to play the ball a number of times. He stays down, it gets looked at, and then they see Catalan get sent to 12.
Well, this is the best side of the line that Hull FC have had so far in these opening minutes. This is Charles, young fellow who's been proving his potential over the last few weeks. Smith out of dummy half and wider again, but simply no way through for Lewis Martin. Davis with the read. Martin back to the middle. This is the last, so when the ball goes up in the air, there's a challenge up there taken superbly well by Ikuvalu and stretches the legs to take his side well clear.
Yeah, brilliant take there from Ikuvalu, operating on the left wing. Fantastic take, and look what it does for them. It just puts him over the halfway line now with 3 players gone. Well, FC will be disappointed with that.
And listen to that noise as well that accompanied that clearing run that has taken Catalan into a position of potential danger here. 12 men, not necessarily a game decider, we've seen so often. Warrington just a couple of weeks ago, in fact just last week of course, against St Helens with 12. Farge goes left, Tompkins gathers it in, but it's gone to ground and Timavavi will pick it up for Hull FC, and they've got a chance to break here. Timavavi tries to put his head through. He was getting support there from Harvey Barron, but he couldn't get the pass away. But now the pendulum swings back the way of the black and whites, and here is Barron.
Yeah, Tompkins' error, perhaps a little bit rusty there. And Timavavi breaks, and they come down this left-hand side, just trying to test against the right edge defence of the Dragons, but they answer that one. There's a couple of plays left in this set here.
Brad Fash, the unmistakable Brad Fash, missed that last week when he was expected to play, but as you can see, very much playing here tonight. And they've got a bit of width here, and Timavavi will be over to score. Hull FC stretching that Catalan defensive line to absolute breaking point. And Timavavi celebrating his return with a try that puts Hull FC right back in it.
Well, it's his only 8th appearance for FC out of a possible 20 games. And he's back with a try as well. The mistake from Tompkins, the slight juggle, it's Timavavi who's in his eye line. He sets the ball, he breaks away. He shipped the ball to the left-hand side, but then they move it back through the right. Beautiful little pass there from Charles. Ikuvalu comes flying in. And Ligisau is able just to promote the ball to the right edge and the right centre of Carlos Timavavi. And FC hit back.
First of the season, Carlos Timavavi.
Thanks, mate.
Try scoring.
Marcus.
I mean, we've said it often in the last couple of weeks. Take absolutely nothing for granted in the games that remain now, because there are surprises that are bouncing up all over the place. And with a one-man advantage from here on in, Hull FC might be about to spring a surprise here tonight.
Well, they've certainly grown in that moment. They found a spring in the step. And you'd have to say, there's a genuine contest on now. Just coming into this one, you'd probably be guilty of thinking that Catalan Dragons at home, given where they are in the table, yes, the form hasn't been 100% consistent, but FC, as Charles looks to put that over and does so, he strikes it true.
Well, that's a really good strike, and that is celebrated by those Hull FC fans. 6 points apiece.
Beautiful offload there from Sal. And Hull FC's centre, he has the most appearances in the summer era as an overseas player, Carlos Timavavi. 157 appearances to his name. He scores here, first try for FC.
Such a silky runner as well, isn't he? Such a class act, Carlos Timavavi.
Quality player.
Nobody had to do too much silky running on that occasion. It was rather put on a plate for him. Here comes Fash, talking about silky. That's the last word he used to describe Brad Fash. Well, there's plenty of other positives, though. As he tries to lead his side back downfield, Charles helps it on its way. Walker's chiming in as well from full-back, but grabbed a hold of by Romano.
And how good was he last week, Dave?
Well done, Julian.
Jack Walker, bit of a juggle there from Sal.
One big blow today, by the way, from Catalan Dragons. You might have seen this news, but Tom Johnston has broken his fibula. It has been confirmed, injured in that Castleford game last week, and you rather worry that might be his season done. But more checks to be done, and I'm sure everybody's hoping he's going to be back before the season's end, but that is clumsy hands by Hull, and Catalan a gifted position again.
Yeah, gifted all right. Just when you score, the main thing to do is get through your set of 6, Dave, put the ball down into the corner of the field, and SA just tries a short pass there, for Lane on top of Faj. Lane can't take it in. And they're defending inside their own half. RFC again.
Shot clock's running, let's go. Boys, generally, you're really responsive, both sides. Just keep going.
Referee giving some encouraging
And
words.
you don't need it loose. Not loose, you need 6 backs, mate. You can't, you need 6 backs. You definitely need 6 backs. You can't have a loose
Referee
back
just
shot. Sorry, Sam.
instructing them on the rules of the game. I think Sam wanted to pack in at loose forward there. And the ref said, no, you're a man short in the scrum because of the sending off. You need the requisite number of backs.
Wait there, head in, Jack. Okay,
6 backs plus the scrum half, 7 in total. So only 5 in the scrum.
Move! Back hold.
But this is an interesting
It's another
position.
mistake.
Well, it would have been a claim from Espero Bichet that he was impeded by whole defenders, but the referee's having none of that.
Well, he has a duty to play this ball, Dave. He does well. Tries to win a quick one, and the right knee of young Jack Charles just knocks it out his hand, but he has to take control of that, Dave. And again, it's just been a scratchy start to this game. A number of errors already.
Only 19 years of age, Espero Bichet. And I tell you, one of the themes of this second half of the season is the number of young players we have seen. Very much born out of necessity in most cases because of injuries to senior pros, but my goodness, we've got some talent coming through, haven't we?
We certainly have some quality young players popping up all over. And you talk about the number of players, well, when King Vuniwawa enters the field wearing shirt number 50, that's the highest squad number in Super League history.
Move now, Tio! Back, all the way back, wait.
That's incredible, isn't it?
50 players.
We mentioned it last week, Hull FC have used 40 different players. I think this is the 21st game of the season, all comps. 40 different players, that's quite a turnover.
50-man script like an NFL squad.
Walker with a dummy. Almost through. Takes us back to the early days of the Bradford Bulls when they had the oddest squad numbering of them all. Kick goes up high, Tompkins underneath it, scrambles, gets there, superbly taken. And I think someone was taken off the back of that as well. Tompkins is holding his jaw.
Penalty.
He does well here, Sam.
Time off.
There's a bit of pressure to deal with. Keeps his eyes on the prize, collects it in. And then it's Sau who comes over the top with the left arm. We'll just take another look at this from this angle, perhaps we'll see better. Oh, wow.
Hey, Marcus, just take his time, because tackle player's still down.
Is this going to level things up?
Well, I don't think it's a send-off, I don't think so. But I think it's probably 10 minutes in the bin, and I don't think anybody could argue with that. There's enough contact there.
Hi, Marcus.
Depending on what colour card it is, well, we'll find out through Liam Rush.
Well, the words "Hi Marcus" gives the clue away that the referee, Liam Rush...
I mean, it does look, actually, when you watch it from that side, it does look like there's enough time and a genuine attempt to hit him high.
I wouldn't be surprised if we hear the word mitigating circumstances here, because...
Turning his back, perhaps falling, but...
Let's have a listen. Let's have a listen.
Okay, so his leg is out, it's forceful dangerous, there's no mitigation.
Oh,
well,
no mitigation.
Well, this only means one thing.
Yeah.
And the card that was, I perhaps thought might be yellow, will be turning red.
I disagree. It's direct contact to the head. It's forceful and dangerous. There is no mitigating factors. It's a red card.
It's all square on the scoreboard. It's now all square in personnel. It'll be 12 against 12 for the hour and a bit that remains in this game. Fates play their part, and the dynamics swing again. Lingy Sarr sent off. He joins Michael McAlorum on the sideline as an interested observer, and no more for the rest of the match.
Well, yeah, the scoreboard 6-6 all, and now it's 12 on 12. And the Dragons fans, they find their voice again. But the contact was high, it was forceful. And with Tompkins turning his back, I perhaps maybe thought maybe. But there's enough in there. I think referees actually got it spot on.
We're being
the more you look at it.
Being told as well, sorry Carl, we're being told that Ed Chamberlain has passed his HIA, so he will be back on at some point. So Matty Laidlaw can stand down for the moment. There's 18th man. So back to where we were, all square. Roman Navarrete with a carry. Couple of plays gone. It's a cauldron of an atmosphere inside the Gilbert Brutus Stadium as Catalan look to find a way to hit the lead again here. Played by Sirinen, switch back, Fage now puts it back. Tompkins with a dummy, and that idiosyncratic style of his trying to sashay his way through. Now it comes left to Fage, who's well met by Tumuvavi. Charles there as well. Tompkins puts the kick up. Challenged, referee was watching that, had his beady eye on matters that were happening off the ball. And he's going to have a say again here.
It's just stupid. He makes no attempt. He actually turns his shoulder. I think it's Jack Childs. Just turns his back and goes through with it. Sorry, it's Morgan Smith. It's going to be a penalty.
Don't take the control away from me. I know.
I was making you aware.
Yeah.
We got an head and they went again, so I'm just telling you.
I'll watch for it.
I was trying to help you, sir. That's fine, mate.
He's not lost his desire to help decide outcomes, has he, Sam?
No, I think he's saying there to the referee that this game has potential to boil over. It takes the sting out of it. I just opting for Artie Morg to have another crack at goal. It's got a bit spicy, hasn't it?
Just here.
Thomas Bosk on the field as well. There's a couple of old fellas who played at full-back and in the halves for Catalan down the years. One of them still going. So Morg with a chance to give his side a lead here.
Yeah. 88%.
Ben, just leave
conversion success rate in season 2024. And Artie Morg on his 90th Catalan appearance. He's already kicked one. Familiar routine that he goes through.
Time on, Paul. Time's already on.
Rolls it forward again and strikes it well. Perfect. Good. Absolute perfection. 8 points to 6. Catalan at lead. In the heat of Perpignan, both physically and metaphorically tonight. Big game and a big atmosphere.
It certainly is. It's enough happening in the opening quarter. 2 tries, 2 cards, 2 men off in an early shower.
That's a really good shout. I mean, there's so much happened, hasn't there? In that first 19 minutes. Can't take your eyes off at this game. And they're coming thick and fast now in what remains of the season.
I will do, mate, yeah.
It's a real good opportunity here, Dave, for what's ahead of Catalan as well. Oh, good carry. London Broncos, and then the Huddersfield Giants away. And he wins his side a penalty. Just too much messing around at the play of the ball. The way he's carried the ball, the prop forward, he's done everything right to win this collision. Gets rid of Ed Chamberlain, pushes him again.
Limbs everywhere there. So a tap restart for Catalan, 10 short of the halfway line, and an opportunity to build inside their opponent's half again here. Stray ball on the field, quickly dealt with. Kicked away by Romano. Morg waits at the heels of Garcia. Here's Fage. Busquets again. He only knows one way, doesn't he? He just puts it in third gear and drives it in. Challenging defenders to try and hold on to him. Sirinen.
Go free.
Martin Morg relishing that role, no doubt, at dummy half, and Tompkins with a little dummy, but Fage is having none of that.
He's threatened that play twice, Dave.
Morg again. Here comes Fage now. Fage with a little grubber. Barron is down and make sure he stays in the field of play. Walker took a tumble as well there. I think there was a bit friendly fire on Jack Walker in the background. And we're here again. Hull FC in possession, but finding it so difficult in these early tackles to get away from their own line. It's a measure of the intensity of this Catalan defence.
Yeah, they're doing everything right so far. Putting the ball over, turning it over, in uncomfortable positions in parts of the field. There's tackle 4 gone,
Stand up.
and they're only just going to
Malkin.
perhaps cross the 20.
Well, that's Walker who flicks it on. Sutcliffe who takes it on. Got themselves a little bit of daylight between their backs and that goal line, but still a kick which should give Catalan possession in reasonable position here.
One. Move it.
Come on
All the
up.
way back. Back. No. Go on.
Dummy half,
Play on.
it's Ikevalu.
Two.
Dance on a step
Move
by him.
William back. Go to. Yusuf.
And Tompkins
6 again.
fancies a snipe, runs, clever play. Runs at Yusuf Aydin in that offside position and has given his side another set of 6.
Yeah, knew exactly what he was doing there, showing his experience, knows that Aydin's not square, just picks him straight out.
Oh, Davis threatening. Bash defiantly hanging on until reinforcements arrive in defence. Morg picks it up. Driven forward again here by Navarrete. Closer and closer they get. Morg's had a little glance. Left and right, gone left to Tompkins. And Sam is back with a try. Helped to make the first. Makes the second for himself. And Catalan hit the lead.
You sure do, Dave. And I mentioned the set before that Tompkins has threatened with the show and goal. Not once, but twice. And on the third time, that's the one that unlocks Hull FC's defence. And Sam's back. And it's a beautiful score. The show and goal, the footwork, we've seen it so many times. Just watch this. Just shows and sells. Young Charles, Brad Fash isn't tying in quick enough because of the speed of the ruck. It's too much, they can't cope. And Tompkins there just glides through.
Well, the showmen hate the final curtain, always itching for an encore. And Tompkins is having a classic encore just at the moment. And he's soaking it all in, you can tell, can't you?
Well, anyone who was doubting whether he could come back and do it, well, he's delivered so far.
Thanks, mate.
So in amongst all the excitement, Artem Morg just has to settle himself again here. When they reduced to 12, when Tariq Sims was sent off, you'd have made Hull slight favourites, especially with that Carlos Sumavavi try just a couple of minutes later. But right now, Catalan back in the box seat and are leading by 8. 14 points to 6 with 23 minutes played.
Well, the last time this Catalan crowd saw this, it was the killer blow in the semi-final against Saints. But on his return, he does it at the opposite end of the ground and takes the score to 14 points to 6, an 8-point lead for the Dragons, courtesy of Tam Tompkins.
Which way?
Well, some sportsmen get to write their own final scripts, don't they? We think of the likes of Peacock and Sinfield and Luluai in that 2015 season.
10 metres, mate.
Tompkins' final script wasn't as he would have planned, with a loss in a grand final, but
Move now, Carlos.
maybe there's
Back
still
round
another
involved.
twist to his career on
Go
the big
one more,
stage as
Jack,
well.
no square, Jack.
Well, maybe. It's a big contact there.
Oh, that's a wonderful break as well from Ikevalu, who's got support from guess who? Has he got the legs?
Oh,
Well, Walker's grabbed
he
him
could be in
high.
trouble.
You just can't keep him out of the frame, can you? He's at the heart of everything.
Come on, Romain.
And now he's got his side a penalty from that clutching effort from Walker.
Well, it was the initial break from Ikevalu. The shot from Aydin. Ricochets and Ed Chamberlain, and that is high. There's no doubt about it.
Well, if the Catalan crowd had their way, he wouldn't just be sent off, he'd be hung, drawn and quartered. But thankfully there are cooler heads looking at this.
Get your arms round. Arms around. No. Arms around. Okay, let's go. Time on.
Well, the video ref has had a look. Can't see any reason to interfere. Stands as just a penalty, and Catalan will attack from here.
Yeah, boos ringing all around. But Hull FC, they need to get a grip of their immediate initial contact. Because the set before was far too quick. The break from Ikevalu was far too easy. And it could be another try here. for the Dragons. Messing around again at the play of the ball, Dave.
This is Moore, goes back on the inside to Fage, and Fage offers an opportunity for a challenging run again from Suriname. Suriname up and plays. You see that Desiree is on the field, offload, Fage collects, still tackled two. This is Spiro Bichet. Morg looking right and left. Busquets only knows one way to look. It's like he wears blinkers. Just at the line with all his effort. The ball very nearly stolen away. Morg again, skips it back. Here's Fage.
Yeah, nowhere to go for Fage. Tackle 5.
Morg lining up. Catalan lining up. Tompkins with a big pass wide. And a wonderful make-up and kick, but the referee spotted something there. I think it's a forward pass.
I thought we were going to see something pretty special there from Mickey Marlowe. The pass is forward. It's a bullet of a ball from Tompkins. And he just hasn't quite nailed the skill part of it. Pass team forward. Jack Walker's there anyways, but just look at the cheek here from Mickey Marlowe. The cuteness to try and lift it over the top of Barron's head.
That's fine, that.
Well, it's handling game, but we've seen some fine footwork tonight, haven't we? Michael McAlorum with his try. Off the field since then, injured. We were told at the time it was for a rest, but he's been away for 19 minutes, so... And he limped off, didn't he?
Go free, play on.
Here he is,
The King.
number 50.
Move now!
King Vuniwawa.
Go for Arte, not square, Arte!
Smith out of dummy half.
Still 4.
Ball tackle's gone. Halfway line, not quite reached. Chamberlain back on the field after that heavy blow to the head earlier, and the kick is smart enough and efficient enough, but it will give Catalan time with the ball again.
Yeah, just decided to put the ball over the sideline, walk towards the scrum. It's going to be a turnover, sorry. Grisate now enters the field.
Just get off for a well-earned rest.
Grisate, of course, knows everything about Hull FC. Spent a number of seasons there, 97 games over 5 seasons for the big front rower. He's here now in the south of France, and the first of his 2-year deal.
There's almost an unusual calmness that's settled on the crowd and the game at the moment. No sign of any water breaks just yet. It's been exhausting to watch, hasn't it?
Certainly has. There's been breaks, cards, tries. Desiree is well met there by Lane and Smith.
Lane bustling in and shutting down any options and preventing him getting any speed and any momentum going. Satai is dealt with. A couple of plays to go, but they're going to kick early. It was behind the 40, the referee says, but it ain't going to tickle the touchline. It's collected instead by Martin. Good chase from the Dragons.
Yeah, Lewis Martin, another one of the youngsters there, locked in on a 2-year extension this week.
This is a match that matters far beyond the boundaries of Perpignan as well, isn't it? Because Leeds fans will be looking on with fascination, likewise Salford and indeed St Helens supporters.
Yeah.
Their positions in the league all will be affected in one way or another by what happens here tonight.
A lot of clubs out there will be cheering on the black and whites this afternoon, no doubt about that one.
Well done, Jordan. 4.
Good heavy testing carry forward again by Vuniwawa. It's a kick that's high. Tompkins underneath it. But an umbrella-like approach from those Hull defenders, cutting down his options. 10 minutes of the half remaining.
Surrender! Stand now, King!
We've had as many talking points in the first half hour of this game than we see in a full 80 minutes in some Super League matches.
Get square,
Look at the meters there, Dave. 5:02 plays 2:97. And this is largely why they've been ill-disciplined of the black and whites, particularly down
Thanks, mate.
near towards Catalans' line. And when I mean discipline, I don't just mean in terms of giving penalties away, Dave. I mean 6 against, an ability to complete tackles, allowing the backfield of the Dragons to make breaks.
Time off. Wait there, mate. The doctor's on.
We've got a penalty here, just on the halfway line. Once again, the Dragons will start a set inside the visitors' territory.
You've got to make the 10. Yeah, you stop early. You stop early.
It's been a decent performance, actually, from Catalan. Got off to an awful start last week, 18-0 down over at the Jungle. They fought back. That Texoy try just took it away from them as Jared Wallace makes his debut over from the Dolphins into the south of France.
Big Australian.
Okay, Bailey.
Looking to make an impact. He has trained a couple of times with the Dragons this week, but he's not been long in Perpignan.
King all the way.
He had 2 appearances this year in the NRL.
Flash across the line. Tompkins involved again, carries it right in there before getting that pass away.
Hold. Go to.
Satay.
Okay.
Oh, that's great footwork. Good footwork, support there, but couldn't quite connect with Fage. It's Tompkins who drops on it to save possession, no more than that.
Hold. Hold, did he wait? Wait.
Satay here of the dancing feet, almost opening up Hull's defence, his former team.
Still free.
Morg running backwards at the moment. Hull's defence
Surrender.
just trying to
Stand now. Fall back.
out-enthuse their opponents.
Go for. Good work, Andy.
Skipped inside by Fage to Desiree.
I'll tell you what, Dave, there's some big bodies out there now with Satay, Desiree and Wallace.
Go 5, they made it.
Here's Fage, puts the kick to the corner, and very safe pair of hands. Lewis Martin collecting it back for Hull FC.
Yeah, good take there from Martin. But I'm going to say the same as what we've been saying. Just look where the Dragons have turned the ball over. I really like what they've done in that department. Well, it's one thing turning the ball over, but then having the attitude and the intent to do what they do here. 3-man tackles and just not really allowing FC to do anything as Tumavave looks to exploit and does so well. Oh, big contact coming.
Well, silken hips, but sunk to the ground with that crashing effort. Oh, and they're forcing into a mistake here. The intensity of that Catalan defence, that in-their-face attitude, has forced Hull to give up possession clumsily.
Yeah, funny Yayawa. He just has to do his job here, Dave, and catch the ball, take the contact. He tries to move the ball. He doesn't look like he wants to carry it. Here, there is someone rushing out. It's Wallace, but sometimes, Dave, you just got to take your medicine.
Well, Michael McAloran, we're told, not going to return. Calf injury. Sitting on the sidelines now. Davis.
Move man. Back left.
It's Garcia. And he's not going to be allowed to play the ball.
Tackle one, player.
Referee says, let's unscramble things and get back on with it. Morg on the inside. Pushing effort from Desiree. Catalans squaring up again here. Garcia. Out to Fage, who has to bend a little to take that, and kicks to the corner, but well, Davis was lurking, but the kick wasn't as it should have been.
Yeah, tackle 2 as well, Dave.
Where do you want it, Jack?
Theo Fage, he'll be disappointed with that. If he had his time again, he probably just takes this carry, just plays the ball. He sees the space, he knows that Martin's up, but doesn't quite execute that part.
Well, it's been a fascinating opening 34 minutes so far.
Okay, hold. Yeah. Go.
Catalan with that advantage, but it's only by 8. And Hull FC very much pinned inside their own 20 for large periods of this opening half. Looking to try and spring the trapdoor if they can. This is Walker. And looking for an offload. Just about gets away with it because Sutcliffe can drop on it. It's kind of desperate stuff they almost seem to need now to try and get out of this stranglehold they're being put in. Lane.
Just feels like they've been starved of possession, Dave, and even when they've had the ball, it's at the wrong end of the field.
Denis Barnforth is on the field.
Top 10.
That's a
on the
better
interchange
carry.
bench and creates a little bit of a buzz. And Walker is joining in as well, and Timavavi's offered a glimpse of what's on offer inside, but Laguerre with that tackle, and then a kick and a chase by Chamberlain, and Tompkins. Well, there's a bit of the old man's experience, getting himself back in the field of play, and in Hull's desperation to put him back in the in-goal area. The tackle is an illegal one, and Catalan have a penalty.
But it's sloppy attention to detail, Dave. They give away the penalty. It's Ed Chamberlain. The tackle's deemed to be complete. You just see Tompkins there, just getting under and in between the legs of Harvey Barron. And then Ed Chamberlain just can't help himself. The tackle's complete, the ball carrying arms down, and he tries to lift him and pull him over.
Wow, big contact. Now it's Hull's turn to try and turn on the heat as Catalan try to come out of yardage here.
Move now, Carlos back! All the way, Jordan.
Romano up.
Go to, play on.
Garcia at a dummy half. Davies travelling towards the middle of the park to help his team out. Referee says play on, and here comes Morg, who's got a bit of a twist and a bit of the razzle-dazzle. Still going, keeps it alive. Fage is there in support. Hull's defence has done well to get back in some kind of alignment here. Romano tries to unpick them. Might have got a pass away to Ikuvalu, but didn't. Now Tompkins across the line to Morg, who puts the kick up. And how well is this flighted? Well enough to cause a problem, but it's put out of play, and the dropout underneath the sticks has been conceded.
Well, again, they're willing to give away penalties at Hull FC, but then they're not willing to defend the middle part of the field. That's where the space is, that's where the threat is. And they're rolling through the Artie Morg then with a break, a decent tackle from Walker. He promotes the ball, and it's Thage who shifts it out, and then Tompkins with an early pass, just to see if Artie Morg could find the space there over the head of the left winger. And the kick just bounces against the favour of the Dragons.
Well, the drop is neither one nor the other. It's not long, it's not from the touchline, and it's not given the chasers any chance to get on the end of it. So Catalan given a bit of a leg up here to start this set.
It's a big set here, Dave, for the visiting team. That's a good shot.
Bounces out of the hands of Satai, but such is the mood of the night, it goes backwards. No, it hasn't.
Yeah. My initial thought was that he did lose the ball. It's a beautiful hit, isn't it?
Thanks, mate.
I just felt there that they had to answer everything that Catalan thrown at them to take the scoreboard in as it is, regroup, get some much-needed rest, ready for the second half, and address one or two things. Because I felt that if Catalan had scored again, Dave, then it might have been just too much of a hill to climb.
Well, you say that was a really good shot from King Vuniyayawa, who was impressive last week. Yusuf Aidin, another one who was really impressive last week against Wigan. Timavavi.
Still one.
Here's Walker.
Still one.
And away by Sutcliffe, and suddenly a chance for Martin down that left-hand side.
You just feel that FC, they just need some territory in the Catalans' half, because they've not really had much opportunity, not many playing the balls down this end of the field.
And there is a spirit and a tenacity about this Hull FC side that maybe was missing for large parts of this season.
I don't think it was a maybe, Dave. I think it was definitely missing for large parts of the season. But they have been improving. Short pass.
Chamberlain gets it away, but there's a collision of bodies all over the place, and one of the Catalan players has stayed down. Is it Morg? I'm not sure. And anyway, Hull will carry on regardless, and Ikuvalu just carefully watches that out of play.
I don't think anybody was aware that that kick was coming.
So lateral handover, where do you want it?
I think it was Barnforth who just slides the ball through. The chase from the right edge just wasn't quite on the same page. And the ball just turns over a metre away, over the sideline for Catalan as we enter the final 45 seconds.
Play the ball! Time off,
Nobody's in a hurry, apart from the referee.
Keep working on them 10 metres, you two, yeah? You got to keep working.
Even he sounds breathless on a hot and close night.
I'm talking to you, yeah? You've got to keep responding. It's good.
Had a good game, hasn't
Just
he?
here, Ben, wait there, I'll tell you when.
Okay then, King.
Okay, Ben. Time on. One, move now! Play it,
So
Sam.
into the last couple
Go
of
on.
plays as Steve McNamara looks on in what has been a very entertaining opening 40
Play on,
minutes
still
here.
on.
Yeah, but I just think that he must be feeling that they should be taking a bit more advantage. It's another mistake. Both sides, both coaches, they can't be happy with the number of errors
Scrum line.
that both teams are doing and the discipline as well.
Boys, back
Certainly
here.
for Hull FC,
Back
that's
here.
their biggest fix-up.
On the mark.
Simon Griggs no doubt will be saying that to his players.
Well, I'm not sure we're going to get this. Referee has not stopped the clock because Hull couldn't organise their scrum quick enough. So that's the end of it. Breathless, absolutely breathless. Couple of sendings off. The big star returns. He's made one and he's scored one at Sam Tompkins. And it's helped his side to that 14 points to 6 lead at half-time. Wow, we're looking forward to the second half of this game. I'm sure he's enjoying every moment of it so far. Just having a last word with the referee as well, just to see who has got the authority on the field before they go off. But what a first half we've seen in Perpignan. Hull very much in the battle, albeit they've been up against it for most of that first half. But it is Catalan who have a lead, not decisive by any means just yet. And we'll be back in just a few moments' time to look back at some of those first half highlights.
What's that? It's trying, yeah, it's trying.
Coach, interim coach till the end of the season, apparently in animated discussion with the referee, and he said that he's unhappy with his side's discipline. He wants to maintain the effort and intensity but cut out the silly penalties. And Steve McNamara, we're told, saying also unhappy with discipline, wants more composure from his players to take advantage of position and possession. Well, it's 12 against 12, as it has been since the 17th minute when Lingy Sao was sent off for Hull. Tariq Sims having departed the scene 8 minutes earlier. So we kick off this second half, all square in personnel, but with an advantage of 14 points to 6 advantage to Catalan.
Yeah, I mean, interesting comments there as well from both coaches, who both said pretty much what we were feeling in the game, that discipline and errors were costly on both sides, but for Catalan, they had to capitalise on the field position and the territory that they had. Yes, they've scored 14 points, but I think Steve McNamara would have liked a couple more. And once again, we open with another mistake. It's Ed Chamberlain this time.
Passed an HIA in the first half, did Ed, didn't he? But
well, he just drops that ball, and it's Romano's contact.
Catalan ball, shot clock on.
It's Catalan to strike first potentially here, 20 metres away. Pretty much a carbon copy of what we saw in the first half already in the opening minute. Tompkins there prowling, looking around, counting numbers.
Seems to have been just a drop in the intensity of the atmosphere around the stadium at the start of this second half. Even the supporters need a bit of recovery time. But here come Catalan knocking on the door of opportunity again. Davis back on the inside to Fage. Sate, again the footwork, and he takes some holding, but he tried to get it away. He's given it away.
It's another mistake, Dave. Both sides very, very sloppy in this, but there's a chance here, a decent half break out of backfield. Well, Chris Sate, he's done well. He's been pretty good since he came on. His footwork's caused a couple of problems in the defensive line of Hull FC, but he just tries to promote that ball and loses it in doing so. And Harvey Barron. Now SASA, offload there as well. Charles all over him. It may be another mistake here.
It's loose. There's a knock-on.
Knock-on Catalan, yeah.
Catalan's knock-on though, so Hull will get it back.
It's always back from Hull, and then it's
Herman SAS, he's got the most offloads in the competition. He's come up with a couple already. That bump and turn promotes the ball, but the youngster, Jack Charles, doesn't quite get a clean catch on it, but it's deemed to go forward from Catalan. So we'll get another centre six with possession here for the Black and Whites.
38 minutes to go in a game that means so much to the home side.
Heads in the gaps, heads in, Sam.
Remember the context of this. Catalan, when they start the night in 6, if they win this, they leapfrog up to 4th on points difference above Salford.
Back and hold.
Big
Drake.
opportunity.
2 points more than St Helens.
Yeah, big opportunity for them.
2. Up now, Martin Square.
Put them 4 points behind that leading 3. And although we're kind of inclined to say the top 2 is between Warrington, Hull KR and Wigan, the way things have gone this season do not write off the prospect of maybe a couple of them just dropping off a little and the chasers catching them up. So there are lots of twists and turns. Just at the moment it's top 3, then next 4 who are occupying all the attention. So Vardy gets up and plays.
Yeah, well, just with what's coming ahead.
Oh, that's a good dummy. And Bamford, it's been knocked backwards and it's picked up by Walker. And Hull FC get the start to the second half that they desperately craved. Walker with a try. Just as he scored last week against Wigan, he strikes now against the Catalan Dragons. And he will have filled his side with plenty of hope and ambition with that.
Another try for Jack Walker. 2 in the last 2. But the carry here from 9. And then the pass back on the inside. Gets the bounce that, the direction that Jack Walker's wanted. And Jack Walker there scores an important try here, Dave. Still plenty of time left, of course, but the initial run.
Denis Bamford's cut and thrust there was terrific.
And Jack Walker now brings this game to potentially, well, you would imagine as well, given where the ball was put down, this will quickly become 14-12 and just breathe a sigh of hope back into Hull FC. They haven't had too many opportunities down that end of the field, but when they've been down there, Dave, I think, you know, I'm trying to count how many sets they would have had, but they came away with 2 tries. So the message is simple: get down that end of the field and give yourself a chance. And Jack Charles, young 18-year-old.
Well, they're in great voice. They've travelled well. And over it goes. And so we're back within 2, 14 points to 12. With very nearly 5 minutes of the second half play. They looked as though they were a side that had put the cue in the rack a few weeks ago. But they've taken it back out, and they are playing again, aren't they, Hull FC?
Yeah, they're playing for one another. And that dart there from Bamford. And then pushing up on in support, Jack Walker gets a bit of luck. But by being in the picture, you sometimes create your own luck, Dave. And we're back within 2.
The flatness they experience, no doubt, inflated by the incoming of several new faces. Just lifting spirits around the place. And young players grabbing their opportunity to have a go as well. Here's one of the new faces.
And a couple of games earlier in the season when he was on loan from his parent club at the time, at Leigh. But now that loan's been made a permanent fixture for Ed Chamberlain.
Penalty for Hull.
Discipline again, Dave. Now Hull, without having to exert too much energy, are able to find a large kick here and get back inside a Catalans half.
Well, King Vuniyayawa has left the field. He's being assessed on the bench at the moment. He's limped away, and Yusuf Aydin has replaced him in amongst the 12. 1 dozen against 1 dozen. Just adding to the exhausting nature of the game, given the heat, and now they've got both of them a man less. Do you feel that on the field when players are off?
I don't think so, no. I mean, my job as a middle, obviously, you have so many bodies in and around you. It's perhaps the halfbacks picking and creating numbers and finding space out on the edges.
Charles, stuff in your back lanes, popped it away. Here is Aydin. This is Charles again, trying to create a bit of chaos in amongst those Catalan defenders. Showing plenty of vigour and plenty of half, and Bamford's gone again from dummy half, but this time Morg had his number and dragged him down. Aydin out to Charles with a lovely little step back on the inside, and work to do here for Tompkins. And he's being dragged back to that in-goal area, and a familiar sound in his ears as well. Opposition fans booing him,
Well,
the very fact that he's involved.
Well, he's right in that corner, right behind all of where Hull FC fans are there. And he tried to catch him and put him over the line, but he does find the floor. As Davis, he tries to get the set going and does well.
Garcia out of dummy half, and helps on its way here for the carry of Romano.
I mean, the contrast in style between when Catalan put them in bad positions and they really tighten up and front load their energy. Or Hull FC, a couple of breaks, nothing special, just back five, getting in and behind the markers and in behind the ruck there just means Tompkins is allowed to kick the ball on the halfway line. Just perhaps need to tighten that area up to FC.
Barron having a bit of an adventure, but doesn't last long. Referee says play on. Truman puts it back to his side to start again. Truman again operating out of dummy half. This is Sutcliffe. And Barnforth marches into that position once more. He's a barrel of a young player, isn't he, Denis Barnforth? Trying to search them out here, but Catalan's defence remains tight. So with 2 plays to go, Hull FC still very much deep inside their own half. Can they reach the halfway line here? It's an adventurous pass, but not a lot on from Martin, other than to rescue the situation in the first place. So a surge back towards the middle, and Moore wraps his arms around the hips of his opponent to stop that. And this is the last. Charles again. They're going to run initially. Kicked downfield by Timovavi and collected by Davis. The collision there was a potential. Was that high from Aiden? Referee says not. So Catalan around the chest, you could have hit him. Catalan moving back towards his halfway line. Couple of plays gone here. And so it's a survival of the fittest here as well, as much as anything else, isn't it? Given the conditions.
It's been a quick, fast opening 9 minutes to this half. With Desiree, you can see that because an lovely offload there. Garcia flooding forward, beats one, still going.
Aiden's refusing to let go, but despite him hanging on, Garcia makes good yards. A pick up by Desiree, and he's already on the run. It's Navarrete who stopped, and here's Tompkins, and this is the last play again. So Morg is tasked with trying to create something. The kick is in, it's an awkward bounce.
Offside.
That's offside, yes.
Jack Charles is offside from the knock-on.
Well, Charles had to drop on it because there was danger otherwise.
Yeah, he has to. It's a knock on there, and the kick just wasn't dealt with there. I think it was Timovavi. Perhaps a lack of communication about whose ball this was. Comes up with nothing. Timovavi slips and gets a hand to it, knocks it forward.
Let's go.
You see the kick from Morg.
Let's play.
It's Timovavi chasing back, and Barron. One of them has to claim that ball. None of them do. Jack Charles drops on it. And Catalan have a penalty here, 10 metres away.
Wait.
They're going to run this, Dave.
Well, 6 to go from here. The lead is 2. It was 8. Can they resurrect that level of comfort in the game? The Dragons, Hull FC, are showing plenty of heart and attitude. So it ain't going to be easy. Fage puts it back. Tompkins
Good tackle.
Gathers. Sutcliffe's all over him. Fage comes down this blind side. Runs into a cul-de-sac. Almost bumps his way through. Sutcliffe's again involved, as is Truman. Tompkins drops it off. Desiree. 2 plays to go for Catalan. 10 metres to cover. Garcia to Fage again. Pumps it wide. Plenty of black and white shirts there to stop the Gare in his travels. And, well, Fage picked up, didn't realise where he was going. And it makes it an easy tackle for Truman.
I think the initial thought process of Theo Fage was that Liam Sutcliffe looked to be injured on the floor. And he thought that he'd be able to get there, but he manages to get back in the line, and when he makes a play for that, he runs out of room and gets caught. And that set ends in nothing.
Both sets of players look absolutely drained here, don't they? 11 minutes into this second half.
On a warm, humid night, Harvey Barron there, he just looks like he's perhaps copped a bit of a knee to the back or something. He looks uncomfortable. But the players are having to work overtime, given the fact that there's a man down, sent off, added to the injury in Michael McIlorum. And Hull FC as well, with King Vuniyawa. There's a lot of players having to do it tough out there at the moment.
Well, if you're late joining us, by the way, if you've not seen any rugby league today, well, Salford winners earlier in the piece to strengthen their position in the top 6.
I'll cop that. Yeah.
And in this game, 30 points to 22 winners against Castleford they were. And in this game,
It's good, mate. It's good. Wait there. Tackle 2.
Tarek Sims sent off in the 9th minute, Lingy South sent off in the 17th minute, which is why both are down to 12.
Tackle 2, okay. Play the ball. Go.
And Sam Tompkins is back, and he's made his mark in that first half as well.
Held down. 3. Release out, Jordan. Hold. Go 3.
Barnforth going left. Hull just looking for that middle quadrant at the moment. Try and force their issue. Get themselves downfield.
Play on, move to the side. That's 4. 40.
There's a kick behind the 40. LFC would love a 40-20 here, but Tompkins carefully across there to make sure there's never even a hint of that. And decent chase from Hull. So Catalan starting from that 30-metre point inside their own half. Some heavy labour to get through here, if they are going to push the issue back down the other end of the field.
Yeah, solid chase there from the black and whites. Sam Tompkins finding no space whatsoever. As Davis just straightens up and gets to within 55 metres away from the Catalan line, the LFC line, sorry, Desiree. And they're just doing this, aren't they? The Dragons, they're just tightening up and making Hull FC defenders go double and triple efforts before they move the ball out. And that looks high to Mavavi. Artie Morg just steps and skirts, moves his legs quick. To Mavavi, bit of a lazy arm here. You see him backing off and catches him. Just a penalty, of course, yeah. Nothing more in that.
Well, there are two sets of players who are absolutely drenched in sweat. That tells you how warm it is. Just to reiterate, 30 degrees plus throughout the day. There's a bit of a breeze blowing earlier and a little overcast, but still very, very hot.
Well, they've had 2 penalties in the last 5 minutes and chose to run it on both occasions. Now, if this game is to be won by a try that perhaps isn't converted, I just wonder if they'd had maybe a chance missing just to knock that scoreboard over.
Well, they're coming right. Tompkins trying to twist out of that tackle that came his way, picked up quickly by Davis, who wants to have a go here and almost squeezing through, but tired limbs holding on and putting him down. Garcia now patiently waits. He can flick it out. Busquets with the offload, and Garcia is there. Right place, right time to stick it down, and Catalans will re-exert that 2-score lead now with a kick to come.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm not a coach, Dave. You know, I was wondering at what point they'd, with one of those penalties, just take 2. Well, why do that when you can take 4? And from where this ball's grounded again, you bet you it'll become 6. A beautiful offload there from Busquets. Just spins, turns, pops the ball up. Aiden comes across, and Garcia on the end of his fellow Frenchman's offload just gets a simple score. Just takes this game a little bit further away from FC.
Well, he hasn't been prolific this season, Ben Garcia. That's only his 2nd try of the campaign. Well, that could be a very, very important one, because with an almost certain outcome of another 2 points after this conversion, then an 8-point lead is just looking a little more comfortable for Catalan as the game moves towards its final quarter.
It all comes about, Dave, off a penalty. That man in the picture winning the penalty by stepping hard and testing the inside shoulder of Carlos Tuimavarvi. That gives them the field position. Couple of plays later, Benny Garcia jumps from 9. It's a short pass to Julian Busquets, who turns and promotes the ball again. And it's 20 points to 12.
You need to start working on the 10 metres, because if he carries on with your...
There's 24 minutes left here for Hull FC to try and find a way, find something.
Fash is back on the field, by the way, and Denis Bamford is the man who's gone off. As Hull start again, Sutcliffe sticks that ball high in the air, and Catalan have possession, looking to build on this platform now, looking to build and strengthen their grip on a top 6 place. Tompkins out of dummy half, and Catalan twisting and turning their way. Romano another yard or 2. This is Sate, just slugging it forward again. Lane grimly hanging on to his lower calf to make sure he can't run further. Garcia comes out of dummy half now, dances away from Fash. Little push as well, but there are 2 on him, Gardner and Fash. Tompkins looking left. Busquets again, just that honest endeavour from the big man down the middle. An appreciative applause as well from the Catalan supporters who like what they see. And at the end of it, Tompkins will put it high in the air. Walker's having to manoeuvre himself here under position, and he has done. And it was an offside position that Romano came from, so it's an easy penalty for Hull.
And that's disappointing for Steve McNamara, because the set after points was pretty good. Carry the ball and roll FC 60-so metres. A good high kick that's contested, but the chase was offside. It's just a lack of detail there from your centre.
22 minutes to go. It's exhausting and it's draining, but it matters so much, especially for the home side. Can they drag themselves home, or can Hull FC find a way to get themselves back in contention again? They are playing for very little in terms of outcome other than personal pride. But personal pride mattering so much here in the south of France to Mavavi, just over the halfway line. The dummy shown again, but no way forward on this occasion for Chamberlain.
Go for. Keep it quick, remain.
Fash was waiting on the outside, Truman. With a little bit of a step.
Pretty quiet, hasn't he, tonight, Jake Truman?
Yeah. Lane again. Charles sticks it up there. Taken safely enough by Ikevalu. Charles on the chase. Helped out in that task as well by Harvey Barron, but Catalan have it back 10 away.
Now this has been better for Hull FC in the second half, where they've turned the ball over, but the flip side to it is they just haven't been tight and strong enough through the middle third of the field, as Catalan will just look to roll them like they did on a number of sets in the opening half to the second half. Just look where they'll finish this set, look where the ball's being kicked from, and you contrast it to how Catalan defend coming out of their own end.
Busquets again, that's a wonderful carry. The offload might have gone wrong, but Tompkins, that's a knock backwards, so that'll be play on as it's picked up by Martin. Another set of 6, not that it really matters. That was only the first anyway.
Busquets' offloads just causing the travelling team a bit of problems, really. There's another penalty given away here. It's not what you need when you've got the scoreboard in your favour by 8 points. Natia Morg just hanging in there too long.
Clearing the rock.
Well, this gives them an excellent position, you would imagine, and yes it does, because it's gone out of play safely enough. So Hull FC will start a set only 13 away from that Catalan line, and they are playing with a freedom of spirit, aren't they? And Walker's almost through.
He skips the net there.
One to Fash. Fash with an effort. It's Lane. Truman offers it back on the inside.
Release Chris, 3 hold.
Lane's going to be stopped there. Lane again. Switch of direction, switch of angle attempted by Charles, but read and covered by that Catalan defence. 12 out. Again they search the middle. Truman, left-footed kick which Sutcliffe is after. Oh, and I think he's just fumbled that, and Davis can clear it. And Davis might do more than clear it. He might offer a bit of danger there, but Hull's defence. Sutcliffe stayed down in the in-goal area, so he's clearly hurt. So Hull denied a defender here for the next few moments.
He comes off second best in the act of trying to finish Truman's kick.
Busquets again, looking to be big. Well, there you see, it's a painful moment for Liam Sutcliffe.
This is the point I was making earlier, Dave. Where Tom Davies gets that ball, he's actually behind his try line. And look where they are. 3 plays in, as Tompkins just looks to try and find space. He's 2 metres shy of the halfway line. And it makes it very, very difficult for you to get any foothold in the game when you're just being rolled and you're on the back foot.
Well, it doesn't look good for Sutcliffe, does it, in terms of his continued involvement tonight. Underneath that is a brave Lewis Martin, who knew he was going to get absolutely smashed. And I think the referee's deciding a little over-muscularity from Catalan's point of view.
Oh, it's Leguer. Just as he catches this ball, he comes over the top. He's not really looking, Matty Leguer. He's just trying to make the tackle. His head and eyes are down, facing the ground. And he's just already committed. He can't pull out, but it does get him around the head as he's falling to ground. And a penalty is the right call.
Well, there's a stormy atmosphere brewing meteorologically in Perpignan. And there's a potential stormy atmosphere brewing on the pitch here as well.
We're just having another look here. Just depends on the force and severity at which the right shoulder.
Well, there's contact with the head there, isn't there?
Yeah, but he's
falling though. That's mitigating circumstances, to use a phrase.
Yeah, and in his defence as well. Leguer's already made that conscious decision to go and tackle him. His eyes are staring at the ground, and as Charles collects it, makes himself smaller. And it's a penalty, yeah. Great call.
The video referee did have a word there with the on-field referee, but no further action required. Shoulder into arm and then onto the head is the official view of that.
Look, we don't want to be seeing players being sent off and yellow cards here and there. I think in the first half, the 2 red cards, I don't think by the letter of the law that Liam Rush had much he could do about it. That's better defence there from the Dragons.
Well, there's an intent there from Catalan, isn't there? Sure sign that they're winding themselves up for the last 17 minutes of this game. Chamberlain's not going too far before he finds himself in amongst a forest of limbs that come attacking towards him. And Hull FC trying to get themselves going forward and finding it difficult. Fash tries to correct that. Garcia is the stumbling block. Pick up from Tumavarvi. Overrun on the left-hand side. Has to cut back towards the middle. This is a little chip from Truman, and it's interesting, but never gets beyond that because it bounces away from Martin and out of play.
Tom Davis as well in his eye line, if he does collect this. The youngster can't pull it in, the 19-year-old. He's Hull FC's top try scorer with 6 to his name this season. So some brilliant experience gained for a couple of these young FC players in what has been, if you have to assess their season as a whole, it's been a letdown, hasn't it?
Well, that very fact, the fact that, what, 19 weeks in, your top try scorer's only got 6, that reflects their season in a big way, doesn't it?
Sure does.
There's the new fella, Jared Wallace. He looks a handful, doesn't he, Wallace? Certainly got some size about him.
Yeah, 12 years over in the NRL, mainly, of course, with the Gold Coast Titans, and 120 appearances for them. And he finds himself over here at 33 years old.
And here's Busquets. Busquets, who knows the territory well.
He's been another one of those, you talk about years in competitions. Well, he's the third on the all-time Catalan Dragons appearances, only behind Remy Castilla and Gregory Muniz.
Tompkins comes wide, and there's an opportunity here for Laguerre. Back to Tompkins, great work from Fash.
Yeah, good cover tackle from Fash, had to be as well.
Sirenen spinning it back towards the middle. Catalan looking for this central route again. Up gets Wallace to play, Garcia's waiting. 15 minutes to go, a try here could prove potentially decisive, but Hull FC are not going to allow that happen easily. Timovavi's across to make a very good tackle at the end of the set.
A wonderful piece of defence there from the centre. Carlos Timovavi just moves on the pass and then just kills Theo Fage. And just ends the set. The Dragons there were just looking for that killer pass, that killer blow. They couldn't find it.
So Hull start from here. First half was absolutely incident-packed. Second half we've seen a couple of tries, but it has been a real grind in the conditions from two tiring teams who each have been denied one of their players because of red cards in that first half. Walker puts it back on the inside to Mavavi. Just looking to get into that stylish run of his. Garcia made sure there was no offload potential. Well, that is behind the 40-metre mark. They made sure of that. And the bounce just a tiny bit awkward, that's all. And Ichabado can correct the situation. There's a knock-on. There's a knock-on.
There's a huge chance here. There's 14 minutes left in this game. And the scoreboard is FC's enemy at the moment, but they've got an opportunity to find something here. I think Ivalu just loses the ball there on contact with the ground, under the collision from Harvey Barron.
Well, the response from Hull there, that leap, that reflection of enthusiasm, tells you about the spirit in their side at the moment. Trailing by 8 on a hot night in Perpignan with very little to play for, and yet still this attitude.
Well, put it this way, if this game had been playing earlier on in the season, the Catalan Dragons probably would have had about 40 or 50 because of their application and attitude back then. There seems to have been a shift. Simon Grix has done a good job. Brad Fash can't get anywhere there.
Fash blasted in, Smith's in at dummy half, switching it back. Truman offering it up, that's gone to ground. That has gone to ground. And Catalan survived that threat. Tompkins in there to lead the celebrations amongst his teammates. That's a big moment.
Yeah, they celebrate that like a try. They knew that it was important that they kept FC away. Sam Tompkins there, just barking the final instructions as we're heading towards the last 10 minutes. It's a great shot from Wallace and Romain Navarrete there, one low, one high. The ball comes out. Catalan aim up.
10 seconds.
Well, the crowd are trying to play their part here tonight, the Catalan supporters, lifting the noise. It is a lead, but it is not a telling lead at this moment. 12 minutes to play now. Catalan edging towards victory, but still plenty of work to do against this spirited Hull side. Back inside their opponent's half. Up gets Wallace. Garcia comes right. Fage now trying to smuggle things through that channel. 2 plays to go. 35 metres out. They'll be hoping at the very least for an attacking kick at the end of this. Busquets trying to create the platform.
Yeah, he's carried the ball for over 100 metres.
Oh, he's not
just drops the ball. I'm not quite sure.
The ball comes away, mate.
Didn't feel that that was a knock-on initially. However, we will get another look at it. Liam Rush says the ball comes out of his hand, but I don't think it touches the floor. I think it just...
But the tackle had been completed there, hadn't it?
Catalans this way, shot clock on.
Well, anyways, it matters not, because FC fans will be cheering that one. It's their turn to win the ball back.
Well, I'm sure the whole fans have made this trip. I mean, it's one of every set of fans' favourite away games of the season, isn't it? If you're lucky enough to be able to afford to get out there. And some of the defeats they've had earlier in the year, 58-0 against St Helens. I think it was 4 or 5 times they've lost by 50 points or more. So those whole fans who travelled here tonight, and those who are watching at home, will be greatly encouraged by the performance they've seen, albeit so far in a defeat. But that might change.
Oh,
well, not from that. It's a terrible kick. Terrible kick. And Davis.
Why on earth do that?
Is that a reflection of tiredness? A reflection of heat fatigue? Or just sloppy?
It's just sloppy, Dave. Just pull a little bit off it. Fine touch. That's a huge, huge play there.
Farge popping it back on the inside again, and Navarrete entangles himself and gets it away, and the referee says play on. Garcia didn't look certain there as he picked it up, but the referee says you just keep going. And Holler pushed back an extra 10 metres.
They're in trouble here, Dave. They can't quite get back, and it's just another hard carry, rolling forward. It's getting quick.
Esse, I'm sure, is exhausted just getting back into that defensive line. And quick hands, and a killer blow, and a telling try. Catalan have their win now, surely. Davis with the finish. Catalan Dragons put daylight between them and their opponents. That top 6 spot is cemented a little further. They are going 4th now. Salford drop 1 and St Helens are dropping to 6th.
Well, there was 2 big involvements from Romain Navarrete, but the catch and pass out the back is crisp, it's sharp, and it's Davis who gets his 8th try. A simple put down in the end, but a questionable offload there that Benny Garcia jumped on the back of. He thought that it came out awkwardly from Romain Navarrete's carry, and Liam Rush said it was play on. And then they were just able to ice that part of skill on the right edge attacker Catalan. Tom Davis there delivers what you described, Dave, as the killer blow, and I think it certainly is. 24-12, and if the boot of Artie Amorg, the 100% strike rate this afternoon, can nail this kick, and I think it's too much for the black and whites.
12 points gives Hull hope. 14 erases that hope.
I was just going to say it's hard to hear on the thingy.
So Catalan, well, if home advantage is something that is decisive for them, they've only got 2 more home games after this one tonight. Wigan at home and London at home. A lot of their remaining, all the rest of their remaining fixtures are away.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. We've got a lot of away games coming up. Ikivalu there, we just saw leaving the field. Another terrific and stellar performance from him, 142 metres out of backfield. But Artie Amorg here with a crucial kick that will just extinguish any hopes for Simon Griggs' men.
Well, they've probably done enough. Interesting there in the background, Simon Griggs chatting away with Jason Davidson, the conditioner. There's the kick, and the flags are down. I think they looked a little uncertain there, 2 touch judges, but they do remain down. So 24 points to 12, so 7 and a bit minutes to go. Who knows? But you'd think it's Catalans from here.
You would say so, wouldn't you? But there is a chance. There's always a chance in rugby league.
Which way, Jack?
Cast my mind back, Dave, to when Catalan Dragons scored 3 tries at the Magic Weekend in the last 5 minutes.
St Helens fans are going to love you for that reminder.
Well, it's one of those ones where I still scratch my head wondering how that happened, but it ended up being a good thing in the end, because of course we went on and won the grand final. I had to get that one in.
There you go. We knew that was coming. Doesn't matter what happens in the regular season, it's what happens at Old Trafford in October. Well, these are the next 5 fixtures for Catalan coming up. London away. We're not seeing them at the moment, but I'm sure we'll see them in a moment. London away, Huddersfield away, Holkingston Rovers magic weekend, and then Leeds away before they finally return for a home game against Wigan.
They'll fancy a couple of those games for sure.
There
London
we go.
and Huddersfield, you would imagine that they'll win that. OKR, Leeds and Wigan. They'll be looking for 2 out of 3, no doubt about it.
Well, we talk about not against top 6 sides. 2 of those are against top 6 sides. But even the non-top 6 sides are putting up a battle at the moment, and Leeds amongst them, who may well, by the time they meet each other, may well be the top 6 at that stage. So
yeah, plenty of twists and turns left. On a nice set there, and just turning the ball over. And a mistake again.
Huge mistake, and a pick-up, and a try. And now, beyond any doubts at all, Roman Navarrete. Oh, hang on. No, it's not given.
The only thing I can think is whether he's called something for being offside.
Yeah, and then play breaks down. Wait there, wait.
Yeah, there's a
That's what he's saying, offside, yeah.
Yep.
Wondering where this is from.
Wait.
Maybe it's from the initial line speed of Busquets, because he gets up hard, he gets up quick. It's disappointing, really, for Romain Navarrete, because I think he's deserved to try this evening. Sorry, he's done some great work.
It would have been his first try of the season as well.
He's having a decent season.
Those are Hull's fixtures coming up. Well, as we said, they're not going to make the 6, but they could have an influence on the 6 when they come up against the likes of St Helens, even Lee, and of course Wigan. Having beaten Wigan once, they're looking for a double. And who'd have predicted that 3 weeks ago? That they had a potential of doing a double against the then league leaders.
Still 2.
Well, they have to roll the dice soon here, Dave, do FC. Jack Walker trying to get his hands on the ball, sorry.
Here's Smith out of dummy half. 5 minutes to go. Have Hull got the fight and the capabilities of getting themselves back in this? 2 tries, 2 goals would take us to golden point. Extra time. That will be exhausting. Walker really done well. Pops it away. Essa keeps it alive. This is Charles having a dance across the line. Back on the inside. Silvavi with those hips swinging again, and Hull putting together passes and finding themselves in decent range here with the last play. Charles sticks it up in the air, and it's a take in mid-air and a try. Lewis Martin's over to score, and Hull FC do have hope if they get the decision here.
Well, a try's being given, called, sorry. The soft call of a try. I said there was a chance with Artie Morg's missed kick.
Well, they're looking for onside and offside here.
No, they're all good here. This is a try, Dave.
Yeah, the video referee declaring, you can't hear him, but we can, declaring that everybody's onside. So it's just about the grounding, and that looks fine.
We said the top try scorer with 6 has now just increased that to another one. He climbs high, and then he gets rid of Tompkins as well. Puts that ball down. And if the kick can be nailed, well, we've got a game that potentially threatens to go the distance, Dave.
It ain't over just yet. 4 minutes to go. Martin's try gives Hull hope. It's going to be confirmed on the big screen. They're not going to like it, the locals, but those black and white fans will love that. And a big kick now as well to come, because if they are going to take us into golden point extra time, Hull FC, they need every point on offer. They need this conversion.
Sure do. These FC fans will be delighted what they've seen over the last couple of weeks.
Well, Charles,
he's pulled it.
Oh, he's put it wide.
He's pulled it.
Puts it wide.
And there's the game.
And Catalan will breathe a big sigh of relief, and they sit down. All that excitement, all that potential, but they're still loving every minute of being there.
Yeah. Well, they're seeing a far more committed side, and I think that that's all fans want. They just want effort. They want to see their team try. Too many times in the past, particularly in the first half of the season, the guys in black and white, they just crumbled and gave up. And now we're seeing a different different side to them, perhaps. Of course, it's going to be too late to save anything out of this season, but a chance to earn the respect and admiration of their fans again.
Well, we're back in the realms of this being a probable Catalan win. But Hull FC are going to chase the course, but that is out of play on the full. So they are back with Catalan having possession close to that whole line. And Kyle Amor, you've got the duty of picking the player of the match here tonight as well.
It's quite a difficult one, isn't it? There's been so many players who have had little moments in this game, but I'm going to go with a guy that I just feel just started with intent, both defensively and with ball in hand. I think it's the number 10, Julian Busquets. I think the way he's carried the ball, set the tone. I think he's been fantastic here, playing big minutes as well.
A little bit of self-congratulation, which is richly deserved amongst that whole the Catalan coaching staff. As the whole-born Steve McNamara goes down to the sidelines, knowing that this is a big, big win for his side. And here comes the player of the match, Busquets.
He's just done that so well. Won his side penalties and quick rucks. To set up Benny Garcia's try. There's potential, one more here.
Tompkins back to Farge and the drive by Suriname. Garcia out of dummy half, spinning it back. Tompkins again. Can he finish his night with a flourish? That left knee heavily bandaged. And grabbed at by desperate defensive arms from Hull FC. And now it's switch left. And at the step again by Morg. He's running round literally in circles here. Bouncing one way and then the other, defying gravity almost, and Busquets, who's got none of that fancy footwork, but still has some fancy handwork.
Tompkins!
And Tompkins doesn't take the ball with him. Fash has it, bowls it out. Hull FC looking for a counter-strike here, but Catalan's defence recovers its poise.
Again, the beautiful weighted offload there. Julian Busquets, he just holds it, pops it out when the FC defenders have clocked off. I thought for sure Sam Tompkins was going to dart over. A brilliant tackle. And a sloppy offload there. Barry can't take it in. They're going to have to defend one more set of 6 here.
Backing up the expert eye of Kyle Amor in choosing Julian Busquets as player of the match for us in the stadium. He's also been announced as player of the match, and the celebration from Kyle Amor there at that news was similar to when he scored that try at Wembley in a Challenge Cup final a few years ago.
Yeah, look, I just liked everything that he's done this evening, and I'm pleased that the stadium agrees too.
One last set of 6 for Hull to try to repel. One last set of 6 for Catalan to try and finish with a bit of flash. Garcia. Desiree spinning around and pushing hard. Garcia waiting again. Farge to his right. Referee's given another set of 6 here, I think. Moore goes tight. Busquets very close to getting over the line. Short by a yard or two. Morg now spins it up. There's a whole hand on that, and Barron diving back desperately to get the ball back for his side. And that should be the end of any of the drama tonight. That should be Catalan's game.
I thoroughly enjoyed this game, Dave. It threatened to go all the way. Young Jack Charles just couldn't convert that kick, which would have set us up for a majestic finish. And a kick over the top there, just trying to catch Davies out. And it's knocked on.
Gone to ground. It's all a bit of a scramble. That will be the end of it. The hooter sounds in the background. The referee will blow his whistle to confirm now the victory for Catalan. What a night for Sam Tompkins on his return. He looks absolutely exhausted, but a try to his name and an assist to his name. But he will consider, more importantly, 2 points for Catalan.
Yeah, business as usual. When Tompkins' name on the team sheet, the try and the try assist, you're right to mention. I just think he didn't look like he missed a beat, Dave, did he? You know, that little run there towards the end when he was just trying to find somewhere, and then to pop up on that offload. Of quite nail it. But a fantastic game all round.